Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time we're reviewing on Bart Simpson's Treehouse of Horror, issue number 7. And the story I'm reviewing is a Wizard of Oz parody. Now, we've seen a lot of Wizard of Oz parodies, from Family Guy, Earthworm Jim, Rugrats, and so on. It starts off with Lisa waking up after getting hit by a baseball, and Lisa saying, "Funny, there's no way around here. Where am I? Anyway, nothing looks familiar." And so she realizes that she's not in Springfield. And of course she meets the Springfield version of the Munchkins. Now, you kind of expect them to be a bit shorter and all that, but really they just look the same. And you kind of question why Lisa isn't really questioning it, saying, "Excuse me, I'm lost. Can you tell me how to get home?" "It sure's a toughie of a question. There's only one person can answer that question, the wizard." "Ah, the wizard." And so she asks, why is the road yellow? They point out that they were planning to paint it red, but ran out of paint, so painted it yellow. So of course she comes across the versions of Homer as the Scarecrow, Bart as the Tin Man, and Marge, who's meant to be the Cowardly Lion, but is more of a clean freak. And Lisa says, "Excuse me, I wonder if you could tell me." "Oh, I can't tell you anything. I'm just a scarecrow without a brain." "Maybe you can help me."
"You won't get an answer from him. He's a wind-up tin boy, and his spring has wound down. But if we wind him up, he gets into mischief."
So Lisa decides to help them out, to go to the wizard to solve the problems. So of course they mainly make it to the Wizard of Oz place, with Krusty saying, "Hey, hey, hey! Ah!"
"Well, what do you want? I don't have all day."
And they want them to sort of see the wizard, and which they basically do after seeing that the wizard's in, and it's meant to be Comic Book Guy. Now, you kind of expect the wizard to sort of be like Professor Frank, as once you know who the wizard was meant to be, but this just feels like enforceful, saying, "Whatever he does, my appearance surprise you?" And so he points out saying, "What bound do you speak from the all-powerful wizard?" And they point out that they want, but before he wants anything, they have to defeat the wicked Burns of the East, as his nuclear power plant has destroyed his life, as well as taking his #1 Radioactive Man comic, which they go on the quest to do. And of course, Burns, as the wicked witch of the East, he says, "It's a good thing I installed video cameras in everyone's houses." And so we get Smithers as one of the flying monkeys to sort of go in and sort of take care of Lisa and the others. And as soon as Lisa starts thinking to herself that as soon as she gets home, she doesn't have to deal with this anymore. So of course, Smithers ends up taking Lisa. Marge, Homer, and Bart head through Burns' castle, and you've got Jimbo Jones and Nelson as the show's version of the gods. And of course Marge says,
"That castle looks very well guarded and very dusty. It could use a good cleaning."
So of course they manage to take out Jimbo and manage to knock out Nelson. And of course they make it through, and Burns gets confronted by the three. And of course Burns says, "No matter, I'll take care of you. One by one. You first, Scarecrow." "Ah! I'm on fire!" So of course Lisa throws some water at Burns, and Burns ends up melting. And turns out the water wasn't water, it was remains from the power plant. So of course Bart is held as a hero, even when Homer sort of says, "Oh, he did it." And after Comic Book Guy points out that he can't really help them after getting back his comic and stuff. But it turns out Professor Frank solves the problems by giving Marge an actual electric vacuum cleaner Bart a set of batteries, and Professor Frank giving Homer a lecture about not drinking alcohol. And even Lisa asks, how can she get back home? But they say,
"This is your home, Lisa. We are your real family."
hey sis. And so Lisa wakes up from a nightmare, shocked and that, and sees Bart in a Tin Man costume, which makes her think she's back in Oz. And yeah, this is the story. So the story is mediocre, but not great. I feel there was a lot of build-up they could have done. I feel we could have had more time with Lisa meeting the other sort of, like, characters. It just feels really quick, and roles that seem unnecessary. Like, Marge being a clean freak. Also, like, Comic Book Guy being the Wizard of Oz, even though it clearly should have been Professor Frank. So the issue deserves a thumbs in the middle. It's alright, not the greatest, but kind of okay. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.